I am Gift Monike, and this is Grow with Gift. Business model canvas. Maybe you've had it, or maybe you haven't, or perhaps you've been thinking, what is all about? I will show you. Real quick, business model canvas is needed for you to know what your company or your business is doing at a glance. Because your business plan, that if you're starting a business, you'll be advised normally by people to have a business plan, especially when you're looking for a loan. But business plans are just big details and comprehensive write-ups about what you plan to do and everything. They are good, quite alright, but you can't start with your business plan. Like what I mean is you can't run your daily operations directly through your business plan. Your business plan is just meant for you to draw yourself back to track in case you're deviating or in case you need to look at your goals and visions in details. But you need what we call business model canvas, which serves as a summary to what your business plan is, and that's what we'll be talking about today. So it has 9 boxes, so it's needed. BB companies like Intel, NASA, Microsoft, even Adobe, they use business model canvas, and it kicks them up every day. For instance, when you just maybe you have a team, and before the day's work, you just look at your business model canvas, and it fires you discuss about it. So it's a summary. So how do you create it? You need to know how to creating it. It's not like a book. It's not something you just write down. It's a chart. It's a template that is already available, as you can see on the screen. You see the template has 9 sections. So what you need to design this is like a template, as you've seen here. Then you need a writing material, maybe a pen or a marker that is sticky. If you're going to be writing it, making your chart very big, you're going to be needing a marker. Then you're needing these post-it notes of different colors. Meaning them, you have to buy them. Then if you have money, you can buy a whiteboard, so you could draw all these things on the whiteboard and put your sticker notes on them. So that's how it is, as you can see here. So you have different ways companies do that. Now I'll be giving you details of how you'll be able to craft out this thing specifically for your business. If you can figure these things out, I'm telling you that your business is on the road to 60% success if you're able to figure all these things out. So let's go. First one is customer segment. Now, for instance, you want to sell shoes. You need to understand that there are different segments for selling shoes. You get segment means who are you targeting? Who are you focusing on? That's customer segment. So there are really 5 types of customer segments. You have the mass market. Number 1, mass market. Now that means they are like a large and group of people, and they have similar needs, and they have similar problems too. So those are mass markets. So if you say I sell shoes, everybody wears shoes, right? So you have a very huge market. That's maybe you sell all the kind of shoes you get. So because everybody must surely wear shoes, so you have a mass market because everybody have kind of a similar problem. You don't want to go barefoot except you're going to the bathroom. You may even need something to put on your legs there. You have another one, the niche market. So the niche market is a group of people with specific needs and problem. So know your mass market. If you are selling shoes, everybody wears shoes, okay, fine. Your niche market, what kind of shoe do you sell? Is it high heel shoe? If high heel shoe, just know that men won't buy your shoes, right? So you begin to calculate the population of women that will buy your shoes. Now, not just women will buy your shoes. I think younger women will want be the ones to buy the high heel shoe, right? Good. So you will streamline your market segment. That's niche. So a particular thing that only few persons need those things. Not really few persons per se, like it's a specific need that I like shoes that are tall, kind of. So you mustn't be feel it can be much, but it's your needs is not common, are not common. So for instance, those who need children shoes now, um, we are not all children, right? So only children will buy those shoes. So know that your niche is children shoes. Some people say they sell high heel shoes, right? That's a niche. So under selling of shoes, all those little quarters and rooms we have the segments. So that's niche for each person. So it's not advisable you just jump into it and start doing everything. You have to carve out a niche for yourself and say this is what I specialize in. You can expand later, but you need to dominate that space first. So we have the segmented. So segmented like we have multiple groups of people. They have slightly different needs and problems. For instance, you are selling stuff to university students, right? Good. So you say, okay, I'm selling to university students. So university students have some slight needs and differences. If you are selling toothbrush, some people may not like your kind of toothbrush, right? Or maybe it's touristic or something. Or you sell books. So people might like reading with tablets. So those people are out. But at least majority of those people will want to get your books, right? So that's segmented. So they have um slightly different needs and problem. But if you say what's your target, say I only target university students. Then we have diversified. So if your target market is diversified, so it means that they are unrelated and there are multiple unrelated groups of customer segments. So and they have different problems and needs. You get, for instance, Amazon e-commerce store now. I can go to Amazon and buy shoes. Someone go tomorrow and buy books. So Amazon is serving plenty many of us that have different needs. Do you get? So their market, if they ask Amazon what your market segment, we say, "Oh, we are diversified." So most e-commerce store, if you are trying to run an e-commerce store whereby you people rent space on your this thing on your site to sell their goods, so you are diversified because you're not specific. Amazon won't tell you that, oh, we only sell books now. Maybe it was when they started, they said they only sell books, right? Now they sell almost everything. So that's that. Or web developers, a web developer, you want to start a company as a hosting company, maybe cloud computing or something of that nature. You want people to rent space on your host on the cloud. So diversify because anybody can decide to come and get you as a host. Like Amazon Web Service now, Zoom is using Amazon Web Service, right? And other companies. So that's about diversified. So we have the last one, a multi-sided platform. So multi-sided platform, they are independent groups of customer segments, and they have different needs and problems. So now, multi-sided platforms, you need to know that the people you are serving are kind of two persons, like they are multi-independent group of people, but you are serving them. For instance, credit card companies. Maybe let's use people that make cards, like what name of this? Maybe Fidelity Bank ATM cards. Now, for instance, now those people that make ATM cards, their segment, their customer segment is multi-sided platforms because they have to target people that can accept that card as form of payment, right? And they also target people that will own the card. You understand? For instance, now if I just bring up a new ATM card now and I have to get fine, I get people that will say, oh, I just bought a new ATM card, can use to withdraw money. I have to also go to those places that you can be able to withdraw money and activate myself there and tell them that yes, let me be eligible to be able to get withdrawed. Like let this card be useful here. So they are multi-sided platforms. They are not just specific on if they are just specific on selling the card, you go to the bank and they can withdraw. So you have to activate it. The second we have value proposition. So value proposition is the value you are delivering to your customers. It's not just about how beautiful your bag is or how beautiful your system is or how beautiful what you are doing is what value is that thing adding. Do you understand? You might paint something very nice. Maybe you design something, you paint it very nice. That painting might not be the value it's adding to the customer. The customer might not even care if it's painted or not. So you need to know that particular value in that your product that that is a value to your customers. Do you understand? So that's value proposition. So in that segment, in the corner of your model canvas, you have to put it there. So it goes beyond stating what you do, it goes to why it is valuable to them. So there are some things you have to know if you want to know how you know about your value proposition. It's either what you bring new, it's either you bring something new into the market. So if you are talking to someone that, oh, this is my value proposition, so okay, what's it? Say, okay, I'm the first person to bring this to the market. I'm the first person to enter this sector, kind of to bring this kind of product. Good, that's a value proposition. That makes you stand out. Investors will be glad that yes, at least you're different. You will have less competitors for the start, right? You can talk about performance too. So, okay, maybe you're able to you can deliver fast, easy processing and operations and everything. So people want to go to you because your performance is fast, right? So there are some eateries that or fast food joint that you can see if you are operating a fast food joint and say, okay, fine. We are very, very fast. In 2 minutes, your food is ready, unlike other persons that stay for 10 minutes. Kind of. So that's in performance. So also you can see your value position can be in terms of customization. You can tell them that, oh, I customize according to my customers' needs. Like according to their needs, I customize my product to them. So which means that anybody that is interested in that kind of thing can come towards you. Do you understand? You're not just saying, okay, this is what I'm focusing on. So customization is a value proposition that it can fit to many of your market segments. So that is a key point that makes a value proposition. That so you have to extract all these things I'm listing in line with the value proposition. So that's what you put on your on the segment on your with your sticker notes, your post-it notes. So you write it down. If it's by customization, you write customization. Then we have um design. Perhaps you are doing graphic stuff or you have you're doing a website stuff. If you tell them that our design is so good, impeccable, and people fall for it and kind of it's part of a value proposition because people like good designs, right? So it could be part of value proposition. But don't just relax on it. Make sure you siphon it through and make sure that you have at least three of these stuffs there. It could be your brand. Maybe you've this one is not for companies that are just starting. Perhaps you've already like Coca-Cola. Now Coca-Cola can tell you that their brand is their value proposition. Like people like to drink Coke than drinking something like they like being snapped drinking Coke that is known than drinking Zobo, right? Good. So that's a value proposition that they could use. That what's differentiating you from your competitor? Like what does the customer see? Yes, yeah, I will come to this person. So if you are just starting for you now, no brand, you can't use brand for that. We have your pricing, so you can decide to reduce price. Now there's even between cheap, something being cheap and something being affordable. Don't make your product cheap, make it affordable. Do you understand? So make it affordable. So it could be in terms of affordability. That could be a value proposition. Like, oh, the price of this is competitive. So if someone is selling for 15 rand, doesn't mean you go and sell for 10 naira. If 10 naira might be what to kill your business. You might see people that will buy it, but you might not survive. So you can sell it for 49 naira, right? It's affordable. It might not be cheap, but it's affordable. So that could be you can say okay, affordability is a value proposition. So you can talk about risk reduction. So you are telling people that oh, you are reducing risk for our clients, so they don't need to come over or travel far to get this stuff. We're bringing it to them, right? So maybe you are doing deliveries, or you have a virtual reality startup, and you're telling that okay, I use virtual reality for excursion instead of them traveling through the road into hazardous sites. They can use virtual reality, augmented reality to for their excursion in their labs, right? So that could be a value proposition, risk mitigation or risk reduction. Accessibility too can be. So you are trying to tell them that oh, I'm making this product easily accessible to them. Perhaps in that community they don't before they buy that particular product, they have to go to town or go very far. But what if you brought that stuff to them, close to them in the community? If you are pitching to invest or pitching to someone about a business, you can easily tell them that I am making this thing accessible for them. So accessibility is very important. Like even this electricity stuff now, right? Um, if you are running something related to electricity, maybe renewable energy, you can decide to bring your stuff to the community that don't have access to electricity. Then you are giving them accessibility to electricity. You are bringing electricity to their door. You get, they might not be able to connect to the general utility by the government, and the government might not even give them electricity even though they are connected. But you are bringing 247 electricity. Maybe you are doing solar installation or whatever. So that's a value proposition. Now we are at the segment of channel. Now channels. Channels tells you and asks you this question: how do you reach your customers? You've known your customer segments, you know whom they are, you know your customers, right? And you know your product, you have your product at hand. The question now comes: how do you get your products out of your hands to your customers' hands so that your customers will exchange it for money with money? Okay, it's just like a bridge. How do you cross over? And you must understand it in three ways, because you must be able to know how to get your customer in terms of communication. You must be able to know how to get your customer in terms of distribution and in terms of sales. Because if you want to make sales, like, oh, I want to sell this, you have to get your customer through one way or the other. If you want to distribute to people that will sell, do you understand? Maybe to retailers, you have to know how to get to those people. And if you want to communicate, you communicate through phone, you communicate through your Facebook page, your website, your email. You can't just say, I supply to my customers or I get. The question is, how do you even get them to get interested in your product in the first place? You have people, you have thousands or millions of customers. Let me give you for instance, you sell stuff online. Maybe you sell ebooks, right? You sell ebooks and you went to the radio station, and the radio station, what you went there to do was to publicize about your ebook. I am sure you can guess the conversion rates or how many customers you will get. Close to zero. Because how many persons listen to radio? Like how many persons will listen to radio just to get ebooks? You get, so immediately you can go to radio. That means your customers are around your vicinity, so you could sell the book physically rather than ebooks. Also, billboards. Those billboards are placed on the road. Most billboards are placed for travelers. So your target, when you know your target market, you know where to place your adverts, you know what to do, and I'll get you to reach them. If you are going to go to radio, that means perhaps in your market segment, your target audience could be drivers, because they listen to radio in their bus, right? And for if it's for this thing, um, for billboards, obviously, perhaps for travelers or people that walk around the road, and obviously it should be very very big, because people are always in transit. So those are you don't go to Facebook to publicize something to people. Perhaps you are selling things to rural areas. You are going to Facebook to publicize it. Nobody will buy for you, except for people that want to buy for their village. So when you've known your market segment, it will guide you properly into knowing how to approach and reach your customers, either in making them get interested in what you sell or getting what you want to sell into their hands. These are things you just need to put in perspective when drafting out your channel box. There are ways you get to them. One, through in-person force. In terms of getting people, like meeting people physically. So that's in-person force. In-person force means you yourself going out and meeting your customer and selling to them. Simple. You standing up, going to meet your customer and making sales. Another one is through web sales. You can sell through the web, either through Facebook, your social media handle, Twitter, Instagram, or your website, or any other social media handle. You can sell through that, right? So that's a channel. So you must know, does it require a web platform? If it does, you have to get a landing page immediately. Another one is install sales. You have to have a place whereby if your customer needs your product, they can get to it. So you have your customers in stores around so that you can easily get to your customers. You have a customer in Kano and you're in Lagos, you want to sell. I think you need to have a store in Kano, or you need to have an online store, perhaps Jumia, Konga, Gigi, or whatever that they could easily order from and get whatever thing they ordered. So we have partner stores. So you could get your customer through partner stores like ShopRite. Do you get? Or all these shopping malls. Now, your customers might want to buy other products. Maybe you sell shoes, and someone that wants to buy socks knows that they sell socks in ShopRite. When he gets to ShopRite, he sees your shoes and he'll be interested and he buys. So you've gotten a customer through a partner store. So since you cannot do all these things yourself, you have to partner with stores. So these are expansion strategies. These are expansion strategies you must put in place and you must have at the back of your mind. So have wholesaler sales, whereby you sell in bulk to people that would sell at retail prices. So you must know how to get to those people too at retail and sell to you. So those are facts about channels. Next, we have customer relationships. So it's important to know how to relate to your customers. Even big top companies still try to relate to their customers. At least you've received messages from some companies or emails, right? They say, how are you doing during this lockdown? Hope you are looking good and everything. I think recently I received a mail from a company I bought something from. They were just like, how is everything? Hope you are good and stuff like that. Just normal checking up. So such relationships are very good so that you will make your customers loyal to you. They know that at least you are interested not just in them buying but also in their well-being. That's a good way of making them loyal. So you have to know what kind of relationship you have to have with your customers, or what kind of relationship do you think your customers are expecting from you. They don't want you to be transparent. They don't want to be hearing from you something of that nature. Do you understand? So because connecting to your customer base is very important in keeping your reputation as a company. It shows that you are very, very caring, right? So there are different ways. Let me just give you 6 ways you could also do this. For instance, you could have a personal assistant for um, a particular customer, right? The customer has a problem, he can get to you. You know, those are relationships. If there are no ways your clients can get to you, it's a problem. It's a problem. So personal assistance can be, so it's just like customer care, like what MTN does, right? If you're having problem with MTN, perhaps they deducted your money or you want to make inquiry, you call their dial the number and the customer care will be there waiting for you, right? So and the person will speak to you physically, like real, not just a robot. That's if you're able to get to if you're able to pick your call, right? So that's about personal. Now for dedicated personal assistance. So this is a kind of assistance you give specifically for a customer. So the customer knows that a particular person is dedicated to that. I think that should be for big corporations or big companies where they don't they may not need to sell in large quantities, but what they sell is very, very high in amount, so in cost. So they can dedicate a particular person to connect with you. So we have automated service, right? Like MTN too does that. You call, there's an automation that will reply you, that will tell you some things, right? Tell you some promo they're having and everything. So that's the way of communication. So automation is very key. So people use AI on their website. You see one chat bot, right? You just be chatting with an AI. It's not a human being that is chatting, it's a machine, but the machine is using the information they have placed in it to answer some questions that can be answered. And which one, the ones you can answer, will direct you to the to another page where you could likely see the answers. So we have communities or forums. So it's also important, if you feel you need to build community, please do, so that your customers will be able to know themselves and feel connected to your brand. You can easily ask questions. There are some questions you might not be able to see and answer immediately, but if you have a community, someone can just go there, ask questions, and someone that has faced that challenge before and overcome it, as that is maybe perhaps an old client of yours be able to provide solution. So it even ease your burdens, right? It makes you at least relaxed a bit. So I think software companies does this easily. So they have forums, but if you're having an issue, just go and put whatever issue you're having, and someone might likely answer you there. So that could be what you could do too. And we have co-creation, referrals, like just co-creation. You could just tell your client that they could help you post something on YouTube or post a picture and tag them, something like that. Because they have a referral bonus or something if they get clients towards you. So that's a way of relating to your customers. So we have revenue streams. Now, if you don't make money in your business, you're not running a business, you're running a non-profit, right? So revenue streams are, how do you make money? So where would the money be coming from? So if the money is not your business, no, that means you're not running a business. So you must be able to figure out how you will to make money. That's a question you must ask yourself. So it's just exactly how your customers purchase or buy your products, buy your service. So how do you? So there are different ways I can give you. There are different methods people generate use as revenue streams. For example, a one-time payment, right? You can tell them that you have an asset sale, like you generate payment by one payment. Someone come give you 5,000, give you the product. You've got some money, right? If somebody can come to your shop and you have toothbrush and it's 500 naira, person gives you 500 and collect toothbrush, that's transaction is a revenue stream because money is coming through that, right? So that's one is called direct sale, like you are selling it directly, or asset sale. The second one is usage fee. So like you pay, it's just like you pay as you use it or pay as you view it. So that's usage fee. So some people are using something and they pay for it, kind of maybe it's looking like rent, but not really. So there is an ongoing cost per use. You have the subscription model. The subscription model is for a period of time. So how long do you use that thing? So you pay for time in subscription model, like MTN. MTN, that airtime you are buying, that's why they call it airtime. So because you are using time, that thing is not number, it's time. So how long can you be connected to their server, and can you use their server to get someone, to know someone? So that thing is time, and that time counts in numbers. So that's how they remove your money. So when you charge, you are subscribing. When you are subscribing data, you are subscribing. All of them is subscription. So that's what they use for you. Subscription model is a model. So if your business requires subscription, whereby someone will have to be paying for a number of time you will spend doing something, then so you are using a subscription model. We have the lending model, or leasing. That's to lease or lend or something like that. So you can give somebody a particular building and allow someone to use for some particular years, then you get it back. So that's a business model. So through all those means, people are paying money through that, right? Subscription, someone is giving you money. Lending, you're lending or you're leasing. The person is paying you perhaps a royalty fee every year for using the land or using it for something. So money is coming through that. So it's part of what you put. Then have licensing, perhaps giving somebody the right to use your intellectual property. So the person pays you royalty too. He pays every year. We have advertising. So advertising is for instance, looking at the picture here, you could have a cat or something. You have a kitchen where you sell something, and that place is a very popular site. People come around there often. MTN can just try to put their sticker on top of your cat or on top of your shop. So that's advertisement, and they are going to pay you for it, for placing that sticker. So we are paying you for that, is where money comes in. So any way money can come into your business, like because of what you are doing, money is coming in. That's a revenue stream. So pick out of them, and if there are other ones, fine. And at least you have a business rolling, because at least you know where your money is coming from. So we have key resources. So key resources, there are things you have to figure out. There are things you can't do without. And without those things, your business cannot run or work. Yes, so there are things, and most times they are physical things. So you must, at least, even though you don't have the money to start it up, at least you must be able to know what your business require to run efficiently. One, we have the one called the physical. So the physical could be facilities you're building, or vehicles. If you need cars or pickups for your business, you write them down because you need them for daily operations. Perhaps you do delivery business, right? Buildings, obviously, you need something to put your goods inside, so you have to write them down. Those are part of physical key resources. You need vehicle, you write it. Key resources, vehicles, machines, if you need them. Number two, we have the intellectual. So there are also key resources. What makes you run? For instance, copyright. If you are creative, you write, right? So if you make money through writing, obviously that copyright is what makes you. If that copyright is lifted, like you are not don't have copyright, then something is wrong, right? So if you operate based on copyright, those are your key resources. Without those things, you might not be able to work. Customer database, that's your business. So you obviously need customer database. You know all those things. So those are things that you know that without this, my business won't run. Then we have the human. So we have the financial, right? Without the financial, you can't work. So under financial, you have the capital or investment, kind of. So whatever thing that you need to operate on, be successful, is your key resources. Are your key resources. So for key partners, we have is people, because you cannot do everything yourself. Yeah, no matter what, you can never. Anything you can do for yourself, you're not powerful enough. So you can do them for yourself. So that's why you need partners to help you out. So we have different types of partnerships. You don't just join partners anyhow. So you are ready. You have strategic partnership or strategic alliance. So that's partnership between people that are not competitors. When you don't have a competitor and you're partnering with the person that is not your competitor, it's called strategic partnership. So what it means is that while you are doing a particular side of that business, the other person doing the other side, so nobody's competing on the same thing. For instance, you design some technical stuff. You can partner with someone that does marketing, and the person markets for you and you design. And that's instead of you doing the design and marketing yourself, which might not be very, very, very powerful or perfect. So we have that strategic partnership. We have competition. Those are partnerships amongst competitors. So that one is it's delicate kind of. So when they have a common enemy, they partner together and achieve that. Or if the government is interested in them, then we have joint venture. So when you merge your company with some other company to form a new company, it's called joint venture. So if you decide to come together with another company, and if you decide to join a company and it becomes a new one, it's called a joint venture. Then we have the buyer supplier. Okay, for instance, if your business requires you delivering some things, you partner with a logistics company, right? So that's a partnership, so that you'll not be looking for new logistics company every day. So you partner with that person, so they are the ones that will be coming every day. And so that's that. You could also, maybe you build stuff and you used to buy your materials from somebody. So you have to partner with that person that sells your material, so that you know that this is what you are buying is tested and it's working. So for key activities are things you have to do. Key resources are things you need to have. Key activities are things you need to do every day to run. So they are based on actions, while key resources are based on what you have, like nouns, right? So we have, in terms of production, if you do something that requires you fabricating something, obviously you have to put it production. You put design, maybe design, making, distribution. Maybe you need to, after you are done design, you need to distribute. Those are things you have to do. If not, you will not make sales. So you write it down. So they are just actions you need to do to operate daily. If you are doing problem solve, maybe you are counseling kind of thing, or purpose discovery, whatever, you have to put it there. So you know that you are creating solutions to problem. So that's what you do every day. I keep creating solutions to problems. Obviously that's good. So That's a problem solving key activity. So if under a key activity, write problem solving. Then you could have platform or network. Maybe you are a brand influencer or you're a brand manager and you manage a community. So you need to now know that platform or network engagement is very important. Do you get? Because that's what you have to do every day. That's your job. So lastly, not the least, you have the cost structure. So you must know what kind of costs you are going to be imputing. So nobody will take you unawares. How much are you selling this? You are now thinking, no. So what you ask yourself this question: what will it cost you to operate a company? What does it cost to operate a company? So there are two types. You have the value-driven cost, and you have the cost-driven. So value-driven is when you're just improving on how to make your product better and how for it to serve your customers better. So if you are improving, so that's a particular type of cost, right? So obviously you have to know how to arrange your cost structure to fit into that. So when you're improving high value, obviously cost will be increasing. So you'll be able to know, okay, how much am I adding, how much am I removing. Then we have the cost driven. Cost driven is you're trying to reduce cost. As anywhere you see chance, this is not important, remove it. So you are removing cost, make it minimized as possible. So there are different features or characteristics of how these costs are being reduced, and you should know about them. Some kind of 4 things you need to know about costs. So obviously you should know about fixed costs, right? So those are things that remains the same no matter what you do every day. No matter the kind of number of goods you produce, they are the same costs. So you must be able to have them at the back of your mind. Write them down. These are fixed costs. So you know how much you're spending, you're going to be spending for every operation. That the variable costs. Those variable costs are costs that increases and decreases with sales or volumes of goods and services. So that's variable cost. So the increase, and so you must know your variable cost. What are the things? If I'm producing this thing, if I want to produce 20 bags, I produced 10 bags for yesterday. I'm producing 20 bags. Will this still increase? Understand? So will I need more of this? So be able to know. So if you need more than that thing, you need more of because you're increasing production volume. It's a variable, it's part of a variable cost. Then we have economies of scale and economies of scope. What are the difference? Economy of scale tells you that if you increase the volume of goods you are selling, obviously price will be reduced. So those are ways some company does. If you're just producing one thing, that's a particular thing is costlier than when you buy in bulk, right? Because when you buy in bulk, they use the same energy, use the same time, everything, and do it once. They produce everything and just producing one thing with all the energy they have. So if they have many, that's why some things are cheaper if you buy them in bulk. So if you try your best to make things in bulk, your customers will be able to get them cheaper from you. I have economies of scope. Economies of scope means that cost reduces as the operations in the company increases. So if you are doing more in the company, like more actions, more operations, the cost will reduce because you are having to use the energy of your workers very well. You're trying to use the potential of everybody working. So there's no time whether you come to office or work and nothing to be done. And you still have to pay salary, pay a lot of things. So that's where the perspective lies in. Thank you very much.